What's going on, guys? It's your friend, coach, and mentor coming at you from St. George, Utah. You can see the beautiful red mountains behind. But I'm sitting here specifically in some bleachers, sitting in the stands of this beautiful baseball field here. And my quick message to you guys, not quick because I'm going to talk about a lot of things this morning, but once you hop on here, let me know who's on here so I know who I'm talking with. But my message to you guys is many of you guys want to be playing in the game of life. You want to be experiencing life at the level that you see other people experiencing life, and you see the fun, you see them out there playing the sport, playing the game that we call life. And metaphorically speaking, we're talking about baseball right here. My plea to you for your own happiness and sense of purpose in life, and in discovering who and what you want to be, is that you simply make a choice. That you stand up in these bleachers like this, and instead of just cheering, you walk out here like this, okay? You walk out here, you go through the fence, you step onto the field, and you begin playing instead of watching. That you hop on the field and you begin playing the game, begin playing the sport, and enjoying your life at the level that you want to, and it starts with your choices. So, one of the things that's going to help you begin, I'm going to give you some tips and advice on learning how to really know how to play and how to step on the field and begin playing in this game called life, is that I'm going to use a quick story. Hey, we got lots of examples here. I'm going to walk out to the pitching mound here. There's a story about a pitcher, and there was this team that was in the basement level, the bottom of the league, and they got this new coach, and he goes to train his this new team and get to know them. And the first thing he goes to the pitcher, and he says, "Hey, tell me, remember these guys are in the bottom of the league." He says, "Tell me what your best pitch is." And he says, "I got a good fastball, I got a good slider, I got a good curveball." And he goes, No. I said, "Tell me what your best pitch is." And he said, "I got a good fastball." So this coach then tells him, "I want you to focus on that fastball, and I want you to master that fastball." So he masters that pitcher masters that fastball, and that's his talent and his gift. And because of that, they go on and they win the World Series that year. So my question to you guys is, what is your fastball? What's the thing in your life that you're good at, so you can develop that talent and that gift that God has given to you? So with that being said, here on the baseball field, I'm going to talk about some choices. The first choice we talked about, real briefly, stands up right here. The first choice that we talked about is that you've got to get up off the bleachers and walk onto the field. The second thing is you need to discover what your talent and your ability is, so that you can develop that talent, that God-given talent that God's given to you. Wow, there's a beautiful sky back there. So, with that being said, I'm going to talk about choices. So, just recently, this past week, if you're on our social media on Facebook, you've seen that we're here in beautiful St. George. We've been on some beautiful hikes. We've been at the pool. We've hosted our 30-minute mentor series poolside, and we're just enjoying life. And I posted this picture on Facebook with my daughters, and it mentioned how we're super excited for 34 days in Maui. So we're going to Maui for 34 days. And a couple of people were like, "Man, how do you do a 30-day vacation?" And some other people were like, "Hey, make sure while you're there in St. George that you unplug, that you have a good time, that you enjoy your vacation." And guys, this is not a vacation for me right now. This is my life. This is my life and my career. This is not a vacation. I don't want to unplug from anything. Like, I'll unplug every single day, put my phone on the charger, go outside to go to the pool, go to the park, go play the park over there. I'll unplug and do that, but that is not vacation. This is not vacation to me. This is work. This is my lifestyle. But it all started with choices, and this video is going to be about 10 minutes long, so bear with me on here, because I believe I have some powerful things that I could share with you guys about choices. And I'm going to talk first about choices here on this specific vacation, on this week-long trip for my kids' spring break. And then I'm going to talk about choices as I began as a Team Beachbody coach. So before I talk about anything that I've been able to accomplish with Team Beachbody, I'm going to say the Beachbody income disclaimer: Beachbody does not guarantee any level of income or success. It's all dependent on each individual coach's effort, skill, and diligence. So with that being said, guys, it all literally comes down to your choices. Like, I stayed up last night till 12:30 editing a video that my daughters made with their grandparents and great-grandparents till 12:30, and I still got up at 5:30 a.m. to do a little leg workout, to do a run, and now here I am delivering and teaching a message to you guys. That's a choice to not say, I stayed up late, we're at spring break, I'm just going to sleep in until the kids wake up at 8 o'clock. No, it's a choice. It's a decision that I made to get up. And because I've made those decisions consistently over the past 6 years, that's why we have the life that we have. It's the choice to get up and say, hey, I'm going to, every single day, 5:30, I'm going to get up, I'm going to do my workout, I'm going to run, and I'm going to sit down, and I'm going to invite and stay focused on my power hour, my business, from when I get up at 5:30, run, and then from 6:30 on to 11, I'm going to just work that solid. Then 11 o'clock, I put my phone away and spend the rest of the entire day, the next 13 hours, completely engaged with my family. That's a choice, and being disciplined in that choice. I want you guys to understand that. It's not just by chance or by luck. It's by decisions that you make over and over every single day. So when you're doing that, when you think about that, what I want you guys to think about is, are you making those choices, and are you staying consistent in those choices? So I'm going to go back to talking about being in Hawaii, in Maui, for 34 days. And that choice is, guys, it comes down to, like, I think back to my journey, and I want to talk about that so that you can see and understand the process of why we're at today. So going to Maui for 34 days is not a vacation. Going to New York City in a week and a half to speak at Super Saturday is not a vacation. Going to the Dominican Republic at the end of April for the Beachbody Success Club trip is not a vacation. It's just part of our life and our lifestyle that we have. And there's a lot of choices that have been made with that. So starting with the first one, guys, you've got to start with where you're at. Like, as I began my journey with Team Beachbody, I had to buy and sell things on Craigslist to be able to even get my $40 sign-up fee and then my $98 for my Shakeology on Coach discount. I had to make that choice to go out and actively do things to make that happen. But then what I did, guys, is I've always wanted to be able to travel. I've always wanted to do vacations and spend time with my kids in quality time and explore life with them. And before, I couldn't purchase 7 airline tickets and rent a home, a VRBO home, and I couldn't do that before. So what I did is I did what I could with what I had, and I was grateful for that in the moment. This is a huge key thing for you guys in the beginning. In the beginning, Gabby worked at the Hilton Garden Inn. We could literally get a Hampton Inn hotel room for $39, or an Embassy Suites hotel room for $39 or $49. In your hometown right now, you can get them from $79, $89, $100. Depends on where you're at. Sometimes $150. But we would go on a staycation every single month, and I would talk about how I was able to do that and take my family on that vacation because of Team Beachbody. But that's where it started, and it took what? $3 worth of gas, $50, $100 for the hotel room, free breakfast, and then you come home. But I celebrated and experienced that, and it slowly grew and got bigger and bigger. So month after month, I got to do a little bit more, and a little bit more, and a little bit more here, and a little bit more here. And the first big one that we were able to do with the kids was a Beachbody Success Club trip where we went to Disney World, and that was because they were able to, we were able to earn that trip, and then we still had to purchase the airline tickets for that. But it was one step at a time, one day at a time, is how that was able to happen. And so what I want you guys to understand about that is, start with what you have right now. Like, we're experiencing life, and that was one of the posts that someone says, like, man, I wish I could go out and do those types of things. I wish I could unplug and experience the world instead of having them experience virtually on a smartphone and device. And my advice to you is, you don't even have to stay in a hotel. Like, if you just pick somewhere within 3 hours of your home, you could get up at 7, 8, 9, 10. By 10 o'clock, you're somewhere beautiful, somewhere new, and you can hike, you can explore. Heck, you can even stay in a tent overnight with your kids, and you can experience life in that way. But it's all a choice to not wait for the big things to happen and go from there. So that's the number one thing, is to start small like that. Set small goals. And guys, if you need a Hampton Inn for $100 and it's $150, if you're a coach, guys, if you're a coach and you do that, if you start 2 people on the All Access Challenge Pack, that's a $70 commission times 2. Right, you have $140 right there. You start 2 people on an All Access Challenge Pack, and you take that $140, and you can go stay in a hotel room and do a staycation for your family, and talk about how that's able to happen because you are helping people with Team Beachbody. So it's all about celebrating where you're at and making a conscious effort not to just mindlessly throw that money away, but to use it to experience life. So the next choice that I want to talk about is probably the biggest one. We made the choice from the very beginning to save every single dollar from our Team Beachbody business, and then that's how we were able to pay off our mortgage at 2.5 years into our Beachbody business, because we saved everything except those small amounts to go to Summit, to go to the Success Club trip, to go on little hotel stays. We saved it all in a separate account, and then we made big deposits as they grew, everything into our mortgage, and that's how we were able to pay that off. The next thing we were able to do, as you guys know, we were able to purchase a dream cabin on a lake, and that happened because we took every amount of money, instead of mindlessly blowing it on stupid things, we put it into that cabin because I wanted something I could save and have for my entire future generation to enjoy the outdoors and enjoy what I loved as a kid. So we put all of our money into that instead of blowing it on dumb, stupid things that don't matter. We put it into that, which is something like if we ever need it in the future, we could sell it, we could have that money, we can put it on a rental market and make an income off of it, but we've paid that off because we were smart about that and not wasting our money. That's a choice that we've made. The next big thing is in St. George. This is a rental home that we bought. So we put money, instead of mindlessly spending it, we put money into this rental home, and it's managed by a company, and it's other families rent it from the company and from us, and they stay in it as a vacation rental, at least 3 nights a week, and they experience life, and it pays for itself. And then every extra dollar we make as a Team Beachbody coach, we are dumping into paying that off, and we'll pay it off in the next 1.5 years. So those are choices that we're making instead of mindlessly spending our money. So with that being said, and sharing that, how do we go on these how are we here? How are we in Maui? I'm going to talk about one big decision and one big choice. We still live in our very modest home that was a huge purchase for us in the beginning. It's worth around $200,000, and so that's the home we live in. It's a 6-bedroom home, 2 living rooms. I built the basement myself, sweat equity, put a theater room in it. We live in that home, and it's plenty for us. And we recently thought about moving to Salt Lake City, and we were looking at this home that was beautiful and we loved, and it was $1.5 million. Okay, beautiful home, like the kind you would see in a TV show, in a cooking show. That's the type of kitchen it was. And we really wanted that home. We went through it 4 times. We showed Gabby's parents, we showed my parents. We were looking at costs of decorating, costs of putting the furniture in, and we can afford a home like that, and we can afford to have a home like that and pay it in 3 years and not have to worry about the mortgage. But guys, we really sat down and made a choice. How much is it going to cost for the utilities, for the gas, for the taxes? The mortgage payment for those 3 years is going to be about, if it was a 30-year mortgage, it's going to be about $6,000 to $7,000 a month. If we paid off fast, obviously we'd be just dumping everything we earn with Team Beachbody into that. But we made a choice that if we bought that dream home, that we would not be able to travel as much, because we would be spending all of our money into maintaining that home, keeping it clean, paying the utilities, paying the mortgage, and so it came down to a choice. Okay, so with that being said, that's how we can come down here to St. George for a week. I mean, this is literally my schedule. We're here in St. George for 6 days. We go home for a week and a half. I go to New York City with Gabby for 6 days. After those 6 days, a little less than 2 weeks, we go to the Dominican Republic for the Success Club trip. From the Dominican Republic, we come back, we hop off the plane in Atlanta, we jump on a plane to Tampa. We spend time with my coach, Lindsay Matway, Miguel Carrasco, Morgan Rieger, in Lindsay's Bombshell Beach House. We spend 4 days in there. And then we come home from there back to Idaho Falls. And when we get to Idaho Falls, then we are in the beginning of May. We're going to spend 3-4 weeks here in Idaho Falls, and then we head to Hawaii in June for 35 days. We get back a little after the 4th of July. After we get back from that on the 4th of July, we don't really have any plans made, but we are open. And then in August, we're going to do a service mission trip to Haiti, and that's going to be 8 days. We get back from that trip to Haiti. We're going to take the girls. They don't know this, but we're taking our daughters VIP, close to the front row, Justin Bieber concert. We're going to fly with our 2 oldest girls to Denver, Colorado, go to the Bieber concert, let them experience that, and then we're going to come home, and then summer's over. But we're able to do all that, and I don't call those vacations because I work 5-6 days a week on my power hour doing something I love. This is work for me right now, doing this and help teaching you guys things. So guys, those all come down to choices. We could have made the choice to move into that dream. We could have had that dream home. We could have built a dream home. But we decided to not spend the $1.5 million on that. And I'll just break the math down. If we do that, that mortgage payment is $7,000 a month. Your utilities are about $1,500 to $2,000 a month. And then, so that puts you at $8,000, $9,000 a month. Guys, our flights for all of us to Maui was $4,000. And our rental, our 34-night rental is 34-night rental is $7,500, and then we'll buy groceries, which we'd already buy here. And so for a total of $7,500 plus the $4,000, 7, 8, 9, 10, for a little under $12,000, we get to go and spend our time in Maui. And if we weren't doing that and we had that home, that would have been $9,000 spent on maintaining and paying for that mortgage on that huge home. So it all comes down to a choice in what you decide to do with your money. And our choice is to experience life, to experience traveling and hiking in the red rocks that you can see out here. So my message to you guys right now is to take you back to the humble beginnings where we began, when it was selling a couple challenge packs, taking the $70 commission and the $70 commission, taking $140, going in and then using that to go on a staycation and swim with the kids in the pool. So that's a choice, guys, and it starts with doing that, being grateful for that. And when you're grateful with what you have, I believe God will bless you with more. And another thing I want to help you guys understand that we're doing with your money, with our money, we have done for the last 6 years with Team Beachbody, and this is some huge advice for you guys, and what I highly recommend is every single year we've set up our Beachbody business as a corporation. We take $5,500 and we put it into a 401k for Gabby, and we take whatever the max is, I think right now it's $53,000, and we put it into a SEP IRA, automatically putting $53,000 into a SEP IRA every year from our Beachbody business, putting in $5,500 into Gabby's 401k, and investing. We've been doing that for the past 5 years, 6 years now. So it's using your money wisely, using your resources wisely, and if you guys do that and make choices like that, you can set yourself up for life so that you can be able to make a career out of Beachbody if you want, but it's going to take a lot of hard work, diligence, and effort. And one thing that I want you guys to understand, a lot of people we have 2 personally sponsored coaches, and then us included in the Million Club with Beachbody. A lot of hard work, consistency, skill, diligence. But the one thing that I want you guys to understand is if you want to be a millionaire with Team Beachbody or with any other online business or small business entrepreneurial journey that you're on, the best chance for you to do that is to actually build a legitimate small or medium business with Team Beachbody we're talking about, and invest in the stock market. Put your money in there and let that money work for you, and that's the easiest way for you to become a millionaire by the time you are ready to retire and be able to take care of your life and experience life at that level, to be able to invest that way. So I love you guys. Hope this helps you in some way. Went a lot longer than I thought, but I love you guys. I want you guys to achieve what you want out of your life, and I'm going to go get back to work.